Toast is back, the Toast Man himself.
Hey.
It's been a minute. It's been a while since we've been here.
It's been a little while.
Yeah, I think you should ask me how I am, Toast.
How are you today?
I am terrible. Absolutely terrible. Would you like to know why?
What's went wrong?
Our last tier list is the highest view count of any video on my channel, which means oh no, exactly. The guys at home did not unsubscribe, so they want to see more. So we're gonna do more tier lists, more fun,
more tier lists. We're back.
More tier lists. We are totally back. Yeah. So a lot of things have happened. Yeah, we can blame the algorithm, exactly. A lot of things have happened since last time, right? We've had another FAQ go in. Not as big as the previous one, but we got some cool stuff. We had battle traits. That's a thing apparently now. So
whole new warbands.
Yeah, exactly. People have actually learned how to play the game. So
amazing.
Amazing. Yeah. It's almost like if you leave a game to people, they learn how to play it. So we're gonna do this again, right? We're gonna go through all, and brace yourself, 63 warbands I've got here.
Bloody hell.
I know. I had to make icons for every single one. Jesus Christ. We're going to go through them. We're going to give you our hot takes. As always, grain of salt. That's what you should be taking this. Grain.
Everything I say is objective facts. Don't listen to that.
A metric truckload of salt is how much salt we should be taking this with, because we've been doing all sorts of things. Anyway, shall we go? Shall we get into it? What do you think?
Let's go.
Number one, Azyr Trueblades. Last time it was squatted by Games Workshop. It hasn't changed.
They're no better. Even with their new battle trait, nothing is actually... It hasn't done anything. That's
very
true. Sad.
Exactly. They are still very sad. Right. So next up is... What is this? Order of Azyr, I think. We put them in B tier last time. That's something that I can do. I can reference what we were doing. So I think they're basically the same, right? Nothing's changed for them.
Yeah, really? I haven't seen anyone have massive amounts of success with them, but I also haven't seen them played that much, despite them looking really, really cool.
Yes.
They haven't been picked up much from what I've seen, so I'd be happy with B tier still.
B tier still, yeah. They still got the guns. They still got, like, some effective chaff in there. You can still put proper warbats in. Yeah. So that's fine. Good. Unmade, I still fucking love Unmade.
So cool.
Last time... we put them in C tier. We put them at the top of C tier because they got the tricks.
They do. I think I'll be fine keeping them as is. Their battle trait, if you keep them all in factions, is quite interesting. Gain a quad if you kill someone with your reactions, really, really cool. But how often is that going to pop off, right?
Like, you need someone who's like, like someone way overpowered that's just going to hit you with everything. I wonder what could do that to Unmade. I think they're fine, really. They're still doing what they're doing. They're still at the top of C tier, if you ask me, because they have the ability to do things. Riverblades, however, they still don't.
I've played them a few times fairly recently, and as much as I enjoy their double, they just don't do enough. And their trait's terrible. It's really underwhelming.
I mean, I've always said about Riverblades that at the very least, they've got like 65-point chaff, right? And a leader who's actually worth something. So you can make a functioning Riverblades list. But at that point, it's not a Riverblades list, really. It's whatever two heroes you have, synergizing with your leader, and then like a bunch of dudes.
More things became in that 65-point chaff range.
They did.
And like, they can take that 65-point chaff and also more good things in addition, whilst they just have a really expensive and kind of squishy leader as their only redeeming quality. It's not quite enough.
I mean, the leader's a great ally.
It's wonderful.
It's just not enough by itself, unfortunately.
No.
Right, so next up, who is this? This is...
Blacktalons.
Blacktalons, yes. The Blacktalons.
The
Blacktalons, with me first off. Let's see, where did we put her last time? We put her in D tier last time because at the very least, it's got Neve, it's got the old man. I mean, D tier is squatted by Games Workshop because it only goes to C. Definitely better than Azyr Trueblades. The Riverblades are better than Azyr Trueblades. Okay, one thing about Trueblades, by the way, they went 3-1 at Warhammer World. Like,
wow.
Recently. One box Azyr Trueblades.
No way.
Wait. They beat Charles. Charles was running. You remember my Wildercorps Hunters list?
Yeah, the shitty one, yeah.
Yeah, he was running that, and they beat him.
Wow.
I know. So they're going up here. Okay, they're getting a step up.
Okay, I'll take it.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry, Neve Blacktalon and the Blacktalons. They got Neve. They got the old man.
They don't have a trait.
They don't have a trait, which is really weird. And you would think, like, they added in the errata. What did they add? Like, they mashed together the cities of Sigmar traits, and they added Reclusians, the Runation Chamber, to Stormcast. Yeah. So you would have thought that they would have added the Blacktalons to something, but they just didn't.
It's the Order of Azyr are the same, actually. Like the all named factions don't seem to be getting traits, and it could be because they're just that they get massive like points breaks on their one of models, right? Maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
Or possibly. They just forgot.
Or they just forgot. Yeah, it's always a possibility, unfortunately.
Always a possibility.
Yeah, I don't think they move. But next up, Blades of Khorne. They're still doing stuff. Like
they've gotten better.
They have gotten better.
I've seen a old chaff Blades of Khorne list a few times now, using their battle trait to just like counter, die, burst of damage, and it's surprisingly nasty to deal with.
I mean, where do we put them last time? I think it was B tier. Was it?
It was like right at the top, I think, like A or S, because the Korgorath being cheap and a 4-week profile.
Yeah, Khorne Mortals A tier. We put them.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, if they got better, I'm happy to keep them up here. I don't think they're S tier because like you can beat them.
I don't think they're S tier. I don't think they're necessarily better. They've just got a new way of playing that's quite interesting. That I'm all for.
Cities of Sigmar, though, I'm just going to slap them up here because,
yep.
Right, there's stuff going on in, I say the meta. We know the meta isn't real, okay? It's a figment of my imagination. But cities, they're a hard counter to so much stuff, and no one plays them.
Yep.
So, like,
they are a nuisance to deal with. They're one of the few warbands where you have to play completely differently to deal with their shenanigans. They're a hard stop to a lot of playstyles.
Totally.
They're a lot of fun.
Totally.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah. They're
also, Bolt Boys. The Lightning Boys are really fun too.
The Lightning Boys are good, aren't they? Oh, I love them.
Yeah.
They got it's like before Cities of Sigmar. All right, they're still up here in terms of power. But now they have the Lightning Boys too. It just like it opens you're almost playing differently with the Lightning Boys list. So I think it's pretty cool that cities have a couple of different ways to play. Like internally with the tools that they have, so that's fun.
Yep.
Daughters of Khaine? No,
Covens, I think.
Yeah, Cities of Sigmar.
They're
where do
cheap,
we put them?
And that's it.
They are cheap, and that is it. We put them at the bottom of C tier simply because they are cheap, and that's it.
I would actually squat them. Actually, I've played them fairly recently, and they're just so underwhelming. They've got very little going for them, even with their super cheap cost.
They get to soup and keep their battle traits, which not a lot of people get.
That's true. That's true.
I mean,
okay, we'll keep them in C tier. That is quite interesting, I guess.
Yeah, they're staying at the bottom of C tier.
They're durable chaff again. Well, semi-durable chaff. The heal's quite nice.
Yeah, it's like, would I rather play Darkling Covens or would I rather play any of these? And I'd still rather play Darkling Covens just because you can ally in some good stuff. But you get access to the dwarf heroes without breaking yourself. You just have cheap things that you can put in, and just having cheap guides is always fine, I think.
Fair point.
Yes. So we're going into Darkoath, I think. This is Darkoath. Darkoath Savagers. This is the WARCRY warband, not new Darkoath, which will be coming
new Darkoath
somewhere, wherever I put them. So Darkoath, the WARCRY warband.
I like Darkoath.
You like Darkoath, don't you?
I like Darkoath a lot.
Darkoath. We put them in C tier. I think it's because they were boring, is why we put them in C tier last time.
A little bit boring, but I like them a lot. Their traits really gimmicky and interesting and fun. Not particularly great, but interesting and fun. They're just kind of solid. They do think like they've got one of the very few like permanent abilities where you use it and then you have a permanent effect. Yes. And that's unique and funky and cool, but they're also incredibly limited in terms of list building.
Sure.
And it's just like they don't quite do enough.
They don't quite do it. Yeah, by them. Like there are plenty of other warbands that do what they do, and
definitely.
So I think they're fine here. They're all right. This is Daughters of Khaine, though. This we can talk about. last time, we put them in C tier.
Okay.
Nothing's really changed for them, like ever.
No, their trait's interesting, but I still don't think it's actually good enough to make them better than C tier. They're still kind of a bit pants.
They got
need some points breaks.
They got the Medusa, right? So they're better than Darkoath because their hero is just so good. You love that hero.
Yeah, it's just really, really powerful.
Yeah.
I'll say C tier would be a good place to put them down.
Sure. Slaanesh Mortals.
S tier.
Your boys. S
tier.
You really think so? Like, Slaanesh good stuff is a good list. It's a legit good list.
I love Slaanesh Mortals. They hit everything for me. They're fairly powerful. They've got fantastic chaff. They've got really good mid-range. They've got really fun, interesting, and powerful leaders. They've got fantastic ally support with their Bladeborn.
Yeah.
They've got everything. And they've got the what's it called again? The Lord of Hubris.
The Lord of Hubris, all right, yeah, they do have
their trait.
I never learn. I need to put like an additional tier on this, like for like Bone Centaurs, Lord of Hubris, just like super cool stuff. I never learn. I think they're great as a warband. I don't know if they are like traditionally. What have we put in S tier? Right? We put Horns of Hashut just burning you down with flamethrowers. We've put Iron Golems who only got better.
Oh god, Iron Golem.
Yeah, Iron Golems.
We'll get to them.
Only got better. So are they that good?
I'll settle for A tier. I'll put
them up here.
They are very, very fun though. I like them a lot.
Yeah, I mean
they are some really good funk to them.
Yeah, I mean their battle trait is blooming fantastic, right? Because it just allows any guy to do damage.
Yeah. Your Lord of Hubris will die, but he will delete the sun going out.
He will die. As he's going. Next up is Flesh Eater Courts. Okay, Flesh Eater Courts. They've had a bit of a bad rap. We put them in C tier last time. No one's really, like, they were, like, written off by the community, I feel. I don't feel that they're that bad.
No.
They got Thessalia. What's her name? With who's like in the larder, who gets free moves on her ghouls?
Yes. Yeah, she's pretty funky.
Whatever that one is. She's pretty good. She came out, I think, after we did the last one of these. But I just think they're untested, basically, because people just drop them. And if people are playing Flesh Eater Courts, they're not playing them, they're playing the other ones, Royal Beastlayers instead. But they do have the tools to do things. I still want to put them in C. I don't think they've dropped at all.
No. I would argue, hear it out, either top of C tier or somewhere low B tier, because they're one of the few the faction that can absolutely just stay in faction, and their trait is really good at bumping up their strength.
And they got smashing guys as well.
They've got smashy guys. They've got some interesting Bladeborn. I don't know. I think they're untapped for the most part.
All right,
I think there's something
they have
there.
the tools. Yeah, I think they got the tools to do it.
I don't like them that much, but there's something there.
I'm gonna play them up here because I play them over Unmade because they just have like big chunky dudes, right? And they can smash Unmade apart. And with that Bladeborn warband, they have decent ghouls now. So I think this is fine. Hunters of Huanchi, they have not changed. They still sit up here because they're like the best thing that you want to ally stuff into, basically. That's all they do. No one's really played them like a whole lot since the update, but they still do what they're gonna do, right?
They're fast and they're cheap.
They're fast, they're cheap. Yeah, a Slan might as well be in faction for them, so that's fine.
Wonderful.
Next up is Idoneth Deepkin. They have not changed at all. So
they've gotten a new Bladeborn, right? That the person who can screw over people who want to climb with their little magic wand.
They do, the woman with the wand. The thingy one, right? She draws a line to a corner of the battlefield to herself. And then when hit by the line, takes like a minimum amount of damage, and they can't like climb, disengage, or whatever. All the movement tricks don't work.
And their battle trait is fairly interesting in the grand scheme, but I think they ultimately end up just being their allies. The things you can ally from them are far more valuable than anything you could bring with them because their units are too expensive. The chaff's ludicrous.
100%.
Ludicrous for their cost.
They are. They're still really. I hope like Games Workshop is slowly ticking off all the things like that they're tackling. It seems so. Like they did all the chaff and the big boys in the first update. In this update, they did like a whole bunch of Bladeborn. So maybe in a future update, they will tackle elves and the elf profile or something like that. That'll be good.
Knock like
Hopefully.
15 points off their thralls and like you're good to go.
Yeah. They basically need to be like 70 points.
At most, definitely.
At most, yeah, exactly. Except then what, 90?
You know? Good to go.
Well, sorry, Deepkin enthusiasts, you're staying there. Next up, we have Khainite Shadowstalkers. They have one good build.
One. Yeah.
One. But that
it's a good
build
build.
is good.
It's very good. It's had a lot of success recently. It's had a lot of hubbub going around it with just a lot of all crossbows.
Yeah.
I still don't believe in it, though, as a thing. Like, this is anecdotal, right? But I beat a tuned Shadowstalker build list with a one-box Pyregeists. And we'll get to Pyregeists later on. But if I can do that with Pyregeists,
that's saying a lot.
Really S tier? Are they really S tier at that point? Are they really that like, game-changing? I don't think so.
No. I think they're still C. We'll keep them in C. The problem is with their one good build.
That's a spicy take. Keep them in C.
Keep them in C. Look, the problem is with their one good build is that it's basically a one-trick pony. It does one thing, and if you have the tools to deal with it, it falls apart, and that's basically it, right? If you don't, sure, they can jump around and they can shoot you, but at this point, if you're looking into a tier list as to what the best factions are in the game, you're going to be looking up here and not down here. So,
yeah. I would agree.
So I'm going to put them in here somewhere. I want to put them, like, if it was just on their one good build, I'd say they're better than Unmade. Their one good build falls apart as soon as you put, like, one of the, like, a Vargul in front of it. It dies. So,
yeah.
We're going to go with that. Lumineth, though. Lumineth still have good stuff going.
They do. They've got better stuff going.
They do. Like, what was their battle trick? I don't even know.
Their battle trait's really funky. Basically, you get to pick one model, and that model can count a double as a triple, a triple as a quad. And this is huge if used with their weird emotion lad, who does damage based on a friend who's injured. And they've got guys with like 30 wounds, right? So guaranteeing a triple, like whenever you need one, possibly 2 in one turn because it's so easy to do. You could burn through like some really chunky things just by getting some free triples off.
Yeah.
And that I've seen that do some horrendous things. I think they're interesting. They've still got all their strengths, and their trait is strong enough that it's opened up some cool new combos that are really, really fun. Plus, like, cheap rampage, right? If you really wanted to.
Exactly. We put them in B last time. I think that's fair.
I would keep them in B.
I think they're better than Order of Azyr, just because they got like just more variety than Order of Azyr. Really, like Order of Azyr, they got great guys, but like they got one each great guy. Right? Okay, Nighthaunt.
This is all you
in there. A tier.
Ooh, only A.
Listen,
you've got more restraint than me.
I would put them. I don't think they're S tier, just because they have one Achilles heel, Nighthaunt, and I shouldn't be telling people this because this means I will never win an event again. Is that they cannot kill big smashy things. Like you put a Varangard in front of them, or you put like a blooming Tyrant in front of them, they're not killing it. No way, no how. Anything else, they will pull apart. Like my competitive Nighthaunt win-loss draw ratio is 10 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw.
Pretty impressive.
Out of 3 events.
That's pretty swanky. Damn.
Their playstyle is kind of crazy. It's the ultimate hit and fade kind of thing. They can do explosive damage now. If you keep them in fact, you want to keep them in faction basically because you always want that +1 strength, which suddenly means which suddenly means that they're using frontal touch on 3s as opposed to 4s or 5s. And when you're just critting on 3s, you just look at the thing and it melts. It's really, really good. Yeah,
it's
they
really
got Resurrect.
good. Nighthaunt went from being arguably the worst warband in WARCRY, often ranked as the worst warband in WARCRY 2, with a battle tree update and a points adjustment in the last FAQ, going from bottom all the way to A. What a good redemption story.
So the points adjustment would have put them here into B easy by themselves. Battle trait is just something else. It's kind of wild. So I'm keeping them up here. I'd play Nighthaunt over Hunters. I'd play that. I'd play Nighthaunt over cities because I'm basically going to be winning on. They have to react, and if they don't react, they basically melt. Like they're so good. I love them. Skaven though, right? Skaven got new toys.
Skaven away.
Skaven got new toys. Yeah. They got this guy. The Rat Lord I've got here. They've got Rat Ogre with gun, which is really good.
It's really good.
The new Rat Ogres that are just better than Storm Fiends are.
Yes.
Kind of wild. Where did we put them last time? Now they have good builds. They totally have.
Yes.
We put them in B tier last time. Are the boosts enough to make them better than B tier? I don't think so. I think they need a lot more testing. I think the Rat Lord Rat Ogre with gun combo is super hilarious. I don't know just how effective it is, but it will ruin someone's day.
Yeah, they didn't get a full rules refresh, sadly. But the things that added are really cool. I'm a huge fan of that sniper. That sniper's
really? It's kind of pants. Come on.
Oh, that crit ability? Are you crazy?
Well, he's got the longest wording of any ability in the game. You need a PhD in modern English just to be able to use his ability.
You just make it up. They're not going to read it. Make it up. Like Yu-Gi-Oh, right? That's what they do.
I wonder what I do. Well, let me tell you the story of my people.
BTS seems totally fine. I think they've got a lot of potential to grow. They're really, really cool.
And they've still got Skavic. They've still got full power Skavic. Skavic will never be FAQ'd. Never.
They'll never FAQ Skavic.
He's working as intended.
They'll never know.
Snakes. Where are the snakes going? Splintered Fang. We put them in C tier last time just because their leader's really, really good.
Yes.
They have some chaff. They have some guys.
I think they stay there. Even with their new battle trait, which allows them to use their always wounding a 3+ once per turn for free, I think.
They get poison attacks for free at once.
It's really, really good. I still don't think they've quite got enough in faction to just stay in faction. And if you're not staying in faction with the battle trait, then they haven't changed. So yeah, I think C's absolutely
C is fair. I'd still rather play Unmade over them, I think, because I think a lot of nets is better than one net, no matter how good that one net is.
That is very true.
Right. So next up, your boys, Fyreslayers.
These aren't my boys. My boys are later on. These guys go in the bin. The Fyreslayers are terrible.
Basic Fyreslayers.
Yeah, I've played them a few times recently. I've tried the new trait. They are so boring, and their trait does not do anything for them. They're dreadful.
I mean, do they work as a warband? Like, I've never played them because the dwarves are like my anathema. So
it's counter control mostly. I think they work. Like as a counter control warband, I guess they work when that meta works. But if you're going to use counter control,
there are better ones.
Use Sigmar or something, right?
Yeah, okay.
I don't like them at all. I'm like super sour on them at the minute, but.
I think you could build a warband with them and it works. They're not like squatted by Games Workshop who have like mechanical issues.
That's true. And I guess the Grimhold Exile, which is a really cool model, got slightly cooler, I think.
Yeah,
tweaked this rule a little bit.
Stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sorry, dwarves. Just saying there. Wildercorps Hunters, though. Right. I have a bone to pick with Wildercorps Hunters.
Ooh. Okay. Here we go.
Their best list is up here.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I think like 12 crossbows have fun, right?
Yeah, the list that people play is like here.
Yeah.
So as a faction, technically, if we can allow these guys, Khainite Shadowstalkers, to go in here on the merit of their best list, we should technically allow Wildercorps to go here on the merit of their best list. But I have issues. I have real issues doing that, and I hate it.
It makes sense. Their best list is actually like legitimately a little bit oppressive. I can see that. Even with their nerf to their slippery equivalent,
sure,
they're still absolutely just badass with their endless tirade of crossbows.
I know.
It makes sense.
Yeah. So next up is Beasts of Chaos. These are again the mid of the mid, but they get teleport now. Teleport's good.
These are one of the most. I was so excited for these. So excited. And I haven't actually played them, so I've got no idea if that teleport's any good. In theory, it sounds good.
Yeah, so I have played them a bit, and teleport is good. We know teleport's good. They got big smashy guys, which is good.
Yes.
They got the ability to put chaff on the board, which is good. They got an in-faction pull, which is great. They got just everything you would need out of a warband. I think they have it. So I'm willing to put them here in B tier.
And I think Gashrak got cheaper, and Gashrak's badass.
Gashrak is just because
he's really cool.
Stats are bad, but pull is good. So.
Yeah, he's got a pull, and his little quad's quite funky too. So
yeah, it's
funky.
Quad is kind of fun. Yeah, all right. So you guys can go to B tier, I think. Khorne Demons though.
Get in the feckin' bin. Khorne Demons. More than Fyreslayers.
Every time. Khorne Demons, they can't catch a break, can they?
No, they're just, there's nothing redeemable about them anywhere. It's so bad.
I know. They got no abilities. They got no hero abilities, do they? Like, yeah.
Just
if you want to play Khorne Demons, play Khorne Mortals. Just play Khorne Mortals. Exactly. Just say your guys are whatever Ravagers they got.
Yeah.
No one will care. It's fine.
No.
Chaos, not Warriors of Chaos. These are
Legionnaires.
Chaos Legionnaires.
Yes.
They exist.
They're good. They're boring is their biggest thing. Their battle trait is legitimately fantastic, though. Mostly unexplored, but it's a resource-dominating trait that makes the initiative phase entirely in your ballpark, and you have such control over the pace of a game, it's not even funny. But the warband itself is really boring. So boring.
Okay. We put them here, right, last time. I think with their battle trait, they kind of push up a lot, but not enough to get into here. Like I still rather play like any of this stuff before I touch Chaos Legionnaires. But it's not the same for Corvus Cabal.
Corvus Cabal S tier. Get them up there, S tier. Unbelievable. Corvus Cabal are broken.
You've been doing shit with them. I know that.
Oh yeah, Corvus Cabal. People are sleeping on Corvus Cabal. Corvus Cabal are insane. So their main thing is their Shrike Talon, which already got a massive buff last time, being 40 points cheaper. The guy's 170 points. Incredible value. With their trait to gain +2 strength for the rest of the turn when jumping down from something, basically. This guy goes to a 5-6-2-4, or if you bless him, it's 5-6-3-4. This is averaging like 12 damage every attack action, and you can almost guarantee you're getting 2 attack actions off because of swooping attack, which is insane. And when going with their full salvo of like 15 attacks, they can kill Gutlords, Vexmore, group bosses. They can murderize on average any of the big hitters that are in the game right now, and they can do it for only 195 points blessed. And you can take 2 of them in a list, 2 of them, and still have a 9-man list.
All right. So what do they do? They move
assassins in the whole game, and
they move, swooping attack,
like nothing else.
So move, swooping attack. Is that what they do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they basically did a Nighthaunt. Is what you're telling me?
Yeah. It's incredible. The Shrike Talon, with the Shrike Talon, you're looking at with 1 triple potentially killing 3 chaff models per turn, or more likely 2, because you won't be starting elevated, right? So you're looking at like 2 chaff models per turn per Shrike Talon. So you're mulching through like 4 models a turn with them alone, and then if you want to kill big things, absolutely doable. They're insane, and the chaff's fine. Like, they're so good. If the Shrike Talons die, granted, they are in trouble, but anything that can kill them walks into them. If they walk in, if they're able to be killed, you've walked into the Shrike Talon's range of you're going to die immediately. They're incredibly good.
I mean, I believe you. I totally believe you. So I'm happy to put them up here.
Should I tell the weakness though? You told your weakness. Should I tell them the weakness?
Shrike Talons die, they die?
No, the real weakness isn't even that. You engage them, and that's it.
Oh, because they can't move.
They can't do their swooping attack combo effectively if they're engaged, because they've got to disengage. And then their 10 attacks go down to 5, or they don't get to go to strength 6. And then they just kind of languish around doing nothing. Send a single chaff model into them, and they can't do anything. Don't be scared of them, is the trick. Don't run away. They'll chase you and kill you. Chase them down first.
I feel like I would have put them up here as opposed to S tier. You know what I mean? I'll put them here just for you. Okay, we're both doing this. I get to put Nighthaunt in A tier, so you can you can take Corvus Cabal. Yes.
Corvus Cabal are great. I've done well competitively and casually with them. They're very, very fun.
So next up is Dispossessed. So basic bitch ass dwarves. We know they
tier.
They are. They totally are. And we're not even. This isn't hyperbole that we're.
Nope.
Absolutely not. They got cheap chaff. Their chaff basically becomes 3 guys or 5 guys that you can't beat them on objective missions. They got action economy. If their boys die, like they are actually ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yep. Nothing has changed since they've released. They've had nothing has changed for them, and they are just getting better as more people play them. They are so good. And also gyrocopters are amazing.
Are fun. They're super fun.
Yes, they are fantastic.
Right. New Darkoath.
New Darkoath.
This is fun. I love the new Darkoath. I don't think they're S. Come on, we can't put everything in S tier, can we? That being said, they're real good. They're at least in B tier, and I'll tell you why. Even just for Sindri, they are at least in B tier.
Yeah. Because that's the archer, right?
The on the horse.
Yeah. Outstanding.
I'm gonna do your thing. Boy howdy, they are good.
Boy howdy.
Wow. Yeah, they basically have it right now. Granted, Marauders have got more expensive, and they've got more expensive across the board. So we can't really cry about that. But Cinder is fantastic. Walkween Tanari is great. If you wanted to go heavy Marauders, the basic Walkween with her triple, just giving everyone a free move.
So good.
Kind of awesome. I think Gunner Brand, unfortunately, is one of the weaker ones in the list. You kind of don't need it. The Wilder Fiend, I will go to my grave saying that the Wilder Fiend's quad is broken.
It's so good. It's the best quad in the game by far. Nothing compares. It does everything.
It does everything.
It's so funny. It's like they had no idea what to do, so they copy and pasted every ability in their ability list and put it into one ability.
Yeah.
And then said have fun, and it's so good.
It's so wild, and like it's not even like it's got bad stats. The Wilder Fiend stats are crazy.
He's insane.
Yeah, and you could buff it with blessings. Like Bracken, remember divine blessings. What are you doing?
We should get him a Christmas jumper that just has divine blessings on.
Divine blessings on it. Yeah, exactly. They're great. I want to.
More testing needed for sure.
Yeah, I'm only
I
putting
could see
them
them
here
being A tier
because-
potentially.
Yeah, possibly.
They're very good.
They're very good. So this is a
Beautiful models
provisional.
too.
When we come back to do this next time, no doubt people have been playing them out. Tzeentch, Arcanites, Demons. They haven't changed.
Not really. Their traits fine. They're
We put them in C tier.
still kind of weird.
Yeah,
They're fine. They're okay.
They haven't really changed. Let's do that because I still want to play. I want to play this, like this. I think. I'm gonna put these guys down here because I kind of hate them. Right. Yeah, Tzeentch, Arcanites, Demons. They're fine. They still do what they do. They can still put a very decent shooting list on the board with like fly because they get the flamers and the exalted flamer and the other one. So I think they can do it. Right, these are your guys. Here we go.
They are. So I would normally shout S tier and then spew all kinds of like half truths as to why. However, I think the meta has changed enough that the Flameseekers like core strength is no longer all that compatible with what's been taken on the board. They get shot off the board by Wildercorps. They get objective to death by other STF factions. The Corvus Cabal will laugh them to the grave. It's not even funny. I don't think they can really stand up to the STF factions, let alone some of the ATF factions in the current, how the meta's evolving.
Yeah.
I would maybe B tier them. That's really, I love the Flameseekers, but I think possibly B tier. I think that their flame has waned a bit. And their trait is really bad. I've tried it a few times.
I don't even know what their trait is.
Bad.
What is their trait?
Their Thanes get to revive their dogs on a triple.
Okay.
It's kind of crap.
When you're barely bringing dogs anyway, just like rewarding you for bringing something you're not going to bring just kind of doesn't work. Right? All of these have like better options here. If we talk about shooting, these guys can shoot. These guys can real shoot with Skaven. We got Sentry, who is a machine gun. And yeah, I think this is fair.
And as well, I think a key thing that just to remember as well, that a lot of the warbands that heavily rely on abilities actually are weaker now because Ruination Chamber exists. And Flameseekers cannot do anything without their abilities. They can't do damage, they can't even move. So Ruination Chamber hard shuts them down in ways that is too painful to talk about.
Totally do. Yeah, but we'll get to Ruination Chamber. Ruination are awesome. I love them. But next up is Gorger Mawpack. We put them in C tier, I think.
They just lose objective missions, and they can't really come back from that.
They
totally, is what they can do.
We went to Tabletop Scotland, right? And we played one of Dan's missions, one of Salty Sea's missions, right? We played that mission. You know the one where you have to give treasure to people at the beginning of the game? Yeah. Charles played against Gorger Mawpack, and he just gave 2 Gorger's treasure, and they dropped it, and that was the end of the game.
Yeah, I'll do it
because they can't do it. So I'm gonna put them down here. They Flesh Eater Courts out punch them even with their basic dudes. Somewhere in C tier. I think
they're fun. They're a really fun warband, but I think competitively they don't really hold the candle to much. Frankly.
No. Like you can ally stuff into them, and the Clawback is still a legitimate ally to take.
Absolutely. As an ally, the Clawback's amazing. He'll still be everywhere, but you would just take the Clawback as an ally. You'd probably just drop the rest of them. Sadly.
100%. Right, Horns. Horns have been dethroned. It's a sad day for Horns.
They've been nerfed a second time, and their trait is terrible.
Yeah. All right, the Flame Hurler is still good. It's not like it's bad. It's just, what did they add? They added 20 points or something onto it. So you add that onto the Shatterer points. We put them in... Did we put them still in S tier last time? Yeah, we still put them in S tier last time. They can't sit there anymore. No way, because the lists just aren't as big as they were. But you can always ally decks more.
Definitely.
So them here.
Flame Hurlers are still absolutely fantastic. And there's more Horde skew lists coming about as well. And the Flame Hurlers will decimate them still. They're still a wall to a lot of the up-and-coming warbands with their uniqueness. So, I say ATL's fine.
Sure. This is Jade Obelisk. Really?
I hate them.
I know you hate them. We put them, they can put functional warbands together. The problem is, they still have that stupid tax on the leader that they have to bring.
Yeah.
But the basic guys are legit good. I haven't seen anyone yet just go, screw this, I'm taking 10 Shatterers, for example. The leader and 9 Shatterers. Or the leader and 9 Obelisk Bearers.
Yes. Interesting, yeah.
That's a thing. That's actually, it's a terrifying list, because they all have 20 wounds, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
No one's taken that, and I think that's a fantastic list. It's just you can't really run it because you only get one in the box, right? Shatterers is... Not Shatterers, sorry, Demolishers, or the Facers, whatever they're called. They're easier to take, but
yes,
I don't want to write them off just because they do have that really, really good list. For someone who wants to convert one of them,
I would consider them currently, actually, in all seriousness. If we've got Flameseekers in B tier, Flameseekers and Jade Obelisk very much fill the same kind of archetype. Sure. I would actually consider Jade Obelisk slightly better than Flameseekers because of their... I think so, honestly. I don't know. Is that going too far?
I think that's going too far. I think doing something this is probably better, right? Because this is close.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say Flameseekers' abilities are better than Jade Obelisk, regardless how much Ruination Chamber there is running around.
Ignite weapons too good. No, you're completely right.
But I'm still happy for them to be in C tier because they do have that one really, really good build that no one's tried.
Yes.
When someone does, that thing is going to be a nightmare to get rid of. Right, next up we have Cool Boys. Basic Cool Boys.
Where
did we put them? I can't even remember. Cool Boys. We put them in C tier just because the basic Cool Boys are good.
Okay. I would maybe put them in low B tier. Because of their really cool new Bladeborn stuff. Jags the Bleeder, Herc the Howler, Grak the Hook Chap. They're all pretty funky. Even the leader, the new leader, Dagoth.
Dagoth, because it's Dagoth's lads, right? Yeah.
Yeah, his actual quad is potentially fantastic. Their battle trait is wonderful. It's just more damage.
Yeah.
I think they're really solid. Just all around. They can like Beasts of Chaos. They can kind of do everything.
Yeah.
And I like them a lot. I think they've got a lot of play.
Sure. All right, that's absolutely fine. Nurgle demons haven't changed.
Squatted. They've been squatted.
What? I mean, we put them in B tier last time. That was after the last update. What happened? No one's playing them, admittedly.
No one's playing them. They might as well be squatted because no one likes them anymore. But
like, as a
I still think they're B tier. They're still fine.
As a core of a warband, they're good enough.
Yeah.
You can ally stuff into them to make them do things. Basic plague bearers are good. They are legitimately good.
They're completely balanced. They're totally fine.
They are. Nurgle mortals, I think, have issues though.
A lot of issues. They are slow. They've got a lot of wounds, but do no damage.
And we put them down here last time.
Yeah. Nothing's changed. They're still a little bit naff, and their trait hasn't done anything to solve that. So
no, not
the same.
At
all. A lot of help. A rework, ideally.
Ideally,
new Harbinger though
I
looks cool. The
I just think they need
Harbinger
to
with the
drop
bell.
more damage. They just need to drop more damage in there, or just give them T5. Keep the damage as they are now. Give them T5, and suddenly they're
25 wounds, T5 base.
Yeah, and then it doesn't matter if they're not doing damage, right? Because they will stick.
They ain't dying.
So that's what I'm thinking about that. They haven't changed really. We put them in A tier last time. They're still real good.
Yes. I can't remember the battle trait, but I assume it was terrible because I can't remember it.
Let's find. I've got Briar and Bone in front of me. What's it? Bonereapers. If a friendly fighter with this battle trait uses an ability, it's bad.
Yeah.
It gives +1 to the range of abilities used by OBR, but all the abilities you're using either don't have any range or are unlimited range. So,
wow,
it might as well not exist.
Well done, Games Workshop. Nailed it.
Games Workshop. Exactly. You did it. Next up, Ogor Mawtribes. You think so? Oh, I mean, in this format, 100%.
S tier. They're unreal. They've still got all the strengths. Their chaff are still incredibly cheap. They've still got access to some fantastic Bladeborn. The Blood Pelt Hunter is still fantastic. And importantly, their battle trait is ludicrous. The fact that you can bank healing based on the things you've killed and then heal anybody on the board is kind of insane.
Yeah.
That 42 wound tyrant gets just healing up en masse, just chewing away on like a pretty dead orc or something. Great. For in objective games, they've suddenly become even harder to shift because their bulk is even bulkier. What can you do?
If you're sitting in A tier, like, because we talk about OS tier, A tier, whatever, and there's a healthy amount of hyperbole that goes into most of this stuff, right?
Yes.
No, like, there is very little down here that can deal with 3 regenerating ogres. Like, Nighthaunt don't have the tools for it. Khorne mortals they're just mortals, right? Then their strength is that there's a whole bunch of guys, but they don't have the damage to take them out. Slaanesh mortals, they can't do it by themselves. Like, you need like a Vexmore to smash into an ogre and pray he crits an ogre off the face of the planet. Because if he doesn't, that ogre's hitting back hard. Corvus Cabal?
Can confirm Corvus Cabal. I almost won the tournament in Scotland with 1 box Corvus Cabal against ogres in the final.
Wow.
And I lost because my opponent cheated a lot.
Very good. Okay. So, yeah, possessed, like, the ogres aren't shifting the dispossessed, and when they do, they get all sorts of extra stuff, so that's that. Wildercorps Hunters, the best Wildercorps Hunter build can beat ogres because it's 8 inches and goes pew-pew, and it's die eventually.
No joke, though, Corvus Cabal can absolutely beat ogres because their wounds are in the perfect range for their strike talents to kill an ogre return. Per strike talent.
Nice.
It's really, like, it's almost effortless.
Good. That's really what I like to hear. Guys, I'm sad to say.
Tyrants will absolutely murder them. So tyrants are scary.
Well, Tyrant is a tyrant, right? But the thing is, people aren't bringing Tyrants, they're bringing Gutlords, because Gutlords are like a whole bunch cheaper. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, Geists, unfortunate. I tried. You tried. We all tried.
I had success.
Debatable.
I don't think I've even lost a game with Geists.
You haven't played anything good, though.
I played competitive Shadowstalkers with their crossbow build.
I mean,
I would argue that they can absolutely exist in C tier, and that's because their trait is legitimately good.
It's good.
And you can get their Pyre tokens on the board, and when they're on the board, everything's better because you're getting more wild dice. You can manipulate turn order, you can do more quads, more triples, all that kind of stuff. They are not good. They have so many issues, it's not been funny, but they are noticeably better.
Sure.
If only to C tier.
The trait really helped, is what we're saying.
It really does. It's really, really good.
To remind everyone at home, the trait, you generate extra wild dice if you got Pyre tokens on the field, basically.
Yep. Basically.
More
Really
wild dice, more good. Someone who's got an amazing battle trait is Questor Soulsworn, though.
Oh my god. So good.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely... The amount of arguments, people at home, the amount of arguments we've had on the Discord about, oh, can a Questor Soulsworn use its ability after it's moved to get +1 attack, and then on like turn 4, bank that attack, and then go wild because it used it 1,000 times? No, you can't, but you don't need it, okay?
Yeah.
They're great. We
it's one of those really funny situations where Questor have gotten this amazing trait, and even if you don't start digging into the weeds and the crazy things people are wanting to do with it, it's still great. If you take out all like the nonsense people are trying to pull, the things you can just pull are fantastic. It's so much utility. It's hilarious what you can do with this kind of stuff, and it makes all of the Questor models now actually viable. Because I'm in the camp now that the Questor Prime, who was previously completely worthless, is now worth taking because of his double popping in one action of his AoE blast, which kills a whole bunch of common chaff. It's really good.
So the fun thing is that Questor Soulsworn have the extra move or attack on kill, right? They got that as a double, if I remember?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So, fun thing, the what's it called? The guy with the skull mask.
Yes. The Relictor.
Relictor, there we go. The Knight Relictor has a ranged attack. And you can bump that ranged attack to strength 5 because it's base strength 4 thanks to things. And yeah, it basically turns him into a machine gun because what it allows you to do, because of the weird wording on that particular ability, you can attack, kill a thing, and then use 2 doubles, or as many doubles as you want to get more attacks.
It's kind of nonsense.
It's as far as I know, anyway. And in fact, let me look this up because I may be talking out my ass.
A little bit, possibly. Sounds fun though.
It sounds really good, doesn't it? When I put it like that, it just sounds great.
The number of combos you can do just by combining different abilities, or the same ability stacking multiple times, is truly disgusting. Like popping like 3 rushes so you get one guy to some, like one of your random guys to suddenly run 14 inches across the board and take an objective is a amount of tactical flexibility unheard of in WARCRY.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's hilarious and also legitimately powerful. I think that's the biggest downside though, is that they've got a whole new leader. Questor Soulsworn got support from Games Workshop.
Support, but it's not within
turns off their battle trait.
I know.
If you take them, it turns off their battle trait. And this guy's actually really, really good. He's really fun. He fixes all kinds of other things within Questor, but you can't fix everything because you turn off your trait.
Here it is. You won't even slow me down. A fighter can use this ability if a fighter has been taken down by an attack action made by them this activation. So you go, shoot, or it doesn't matter. Shoot, kill a guy. If you have 4 doubles, you're making 4 extra attack actions.
Or move actions.
Whatever.
Just run 16 inches.
I'm not talking out my ass. It's amazing. Are they? We put them in B before. Are they going in A? Just because
I think they're in A tier. Yeah. I think they're still really tricky because of their model count and because of their general squishiness. But they are only getting better as time goes on. And more people are playing them too, which means people are getting new tech. They're developing. Yes. The wound is healing slowly.
The wound is healing, yes. Not Space Marines. They're not called Space Marines. Stormcast Eternals. The wound is healing. Rotmire Creed, though, we put them in A last time. I don't think they're as good as they used to be. I think they've been outclassed by a lot of these new warbands. So I'd say,
might have been slightly overzealous last time.
Slightly overzealous. I mean, they still have what they had, and what they have is good, but the problem is the kind of lists. We're talking about this particular meta, right? And how people have been playing since the last update, and what kind of lists people have been bringing since the last update. And Rotmire just haven't been able to keep up with that. Unfortunately, it's sad.
No, I don't think they've got the tools to deal with anything that in the current like big lists, I don't think they can really do much against them, sadly.
Yeah, not anymore. These guys, the fire guys.
Scions of Flame.
Scions of the Flame. Dan loves Scions of the Flame. He's on that high.
He loves them a lot. I am not so enamored by them. They're okay. They've got some good chaff. I think that's good.
That's good. I want to put them here.
Yeah, I
kind of just want to put them here, right? Because they can put a solid list together. Like, ultimately you're making your list, and if you're playing in a tournament, like, the allies are really what's pushing Scions up into the future, right?
Yes.
They got a solid core, but that solid core by itself isn't what's like. Yeah, they got some good things, but the things that are allowing the Scions to really win the event, if you get me, are the stuff that you're allying in, and then Scions are kind of complementing that.
Yeah, I can see that. And the leader as well as a base leader is actually really, really solid. He's very powerful. So yeah, I can see that. I'll accept it.
Yeah. Seraphon, we put them in A tier last time. It seems like they're not as good as we thought they were going to. Or there are a lot of people, everyone basically thought they were going to be. I don't know if that's just because people are trying out, I want to run my 3 Crocs or whatever, and not bringing balanced lists.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I've run them a few times. I haven't run 3 Crocs, I've run 2. They feel, I don't know why, but they just feel like, even with all their really cool buffs to their Croc score and stuff, they haven't really changed from where they were before they got all the new models. Like, nothing really changed with them. That being said, that's kind of legit. It's kind of good.
It's pretty nice.
Makes them really durable against all the shit.
I want to put them here. Yeah. I want to put them here in B. I don't think they're as good as A. I do think we were a bit overzealous last time. I mean, everyone was, right? We all looked at the stats and thought, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But then we all realized that you just can't get everything that you want.
Yes.
I mean, if anything, that's the mark of a well-designed faction. That you can't get everything that you want when you write a list. You have to choose what you want the thing to do. And what it does it really well, but it can't do everything. So I think
I think it definitely falls into the Beasts of Chaos, Cruel Boys. It can do everything kind of okay, but nothing particularly fantastic. They can handle themselves in most situations, right?
Yes, they totally can. What about Spire Tyrants?
I like Spire Tyrants, but they're a bit bland.
We didn't actually do them last time. Wow, I totally didn't do Spire Tyrants. I think
Keep chaff.
Like best score is good. Best score is good.
Mm-hmm. He's very good.
Basic chaff is good. They got T5 guys. No one's playing them. Really?
They're not. They really aren't. I think it's because they are a little bit boring. I think even in competitive play, I think people do get the feeling that when things are a bit too bland, like their only ability is really just their net. I think you kind of get people going like, I'll play something else.
Yeah,
I think
they go in here,
fine.
right? This big fat C tier lump. Yeah. Right, Tarantulas Brood.
S tier.
Right, I believe
A
you.
tier.
I totally, I'm up there. I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. Okay.
I would push S tier, but I think it's maybe a little bit too aggressive.
It's a bit too much, right? And things that can counter Tarantulas Brood, counter them fucking hard. That's the problem.
Yes, they struggle on treasure missions, which is a key knock to them. However, as a warband at its prime, if you're running the list, they are incredibly oppressive. They have a massive warband. They can revive their guys. They've now got a free revive built in. They've got access to nets. They just overwhelm with sheer quantity of models, and they are fast. So they're hard to catch. They do the Hunters for Huanchi game almost as well. They don't have the range, but they're just as fast, and they can come back from mistakes because they can revive.
Yes.
They are wonderful. Every single person I've played against has politely requested I never play them again because they are incredibly unfun to play against.
Sure.
Which means they're really strong.
You know where they are, basically. They are the Chaos version of Saltblight Gravelords. That's what they are.
Yes.
Like, the old Saltblight Gravelord power list is what Tarantulas does, except Tarantulas Brood are twice the speed of Saltblight. That being said, a Slan kills 3 spiders a turn, every single turn.
Oh yeah. That's not
our friend, the Knight Relictor, wherever he is, he can kill up to 5 spiders, 6 spiders in one shot if he wanted to. And that's kind of the
Yep.
problem, right? The list that we're talking about is basically 15 guys, all spiders apart from the leader and 2 dudes, basically with nets.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, so against things that counter it, which is just heavy, powerful range attacks, and that can attack again on kill, they get absolutely mulched.
Which
Again,
is why all of
just
this
about
stuff
anything else
beats it into the ground. Like in limited circumstances, like this beats it, Skaven beats it. Sindri
possibly
only gets to The thing is with Sindri is that she only gets her 2 shots, but her 2 shots have a lot of dice to them. So she's not going to be killing like 4 or 5 spiders a turn by herself, like something like a Slam will do, or the Machine Gun Skaven will do, or like Order of Azyr will do. So that's why this beats that. These 2 lists in here will definitely beat.
There's a lot of like really weird counters to them, but there's also some unique strengths to them that often get overlooked, especially if you're like theory crafting. The big one is that their spiders are tiny. You can hide these
see them.
You can hide these behind a gnarlwood root, and then they can't be seen and can't be shot. They are hilariously easy to hide, and that's really good. They're also surprisingly good at killing things because having 15 models, even with 1/2 damage, strength 1, will eventually kill things.
Well, they got
I have
4
won
dice
kill
apiece.
missions with this list. Kill missions against killy warbands like Flameseekers, and I've beat them with their Tyrannus Brood. They are deceptively good and incredibly skew. You'll either win your game effortlessly or you'll be tabled, and there is no in between.
Right. Oh gosh. All right. So next up we have Terratic cohorts. No, sorry, Terratic. There's no T in it. Terratic cohorts.
It's
Bone Centaurs. They got Bone Centaurs.
One set, but he's bad.
No, they're just not that good.
He's not that great. They're spotted.
They
need
have
help,
to.
a lot of help.
Like, would you
They're worse than Pyregeist.
You totally would. You totally play Pyregeist over these guys because all these guys have is Bone Centaurs. And Pyregeist, their leader, will kick their leader into tomorrow.
I'm close.
Even the medium dudes will beat them into the ground. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
They've got some really fun tricks. Mainly their bleeding bite is hilariously good.
Yes.
But for the most part, they're really underwhelming. I've played them a whole bunch when they first came out, and I was left very disappointed after every game.
Sure.
Their gimmick doesn't work.
Oh, well. Right, next up. What about these guys? The Twist Wheel. You've been playing them.
I've also played these a fair amount. C tier, I think, for me.
They
are much better than what their stats and cost would initially imply. And their leader is legitimately fantastic. Really, really good. They do struggle with very small numbers because they have no chaff. But they do work. They are fine. They do okay.
What about these guys? The Untamed Beasts?
I like Untamed Beasts, but I'm not going to hyperbole them into oblivion.
We put them in C tier last time, right? For the same reason, like all of these guys are in C tier.
Yeah, I think they're still in C tier, even with their battle trait, which is really, really good. They're still a little bit naff, right? They've got play, but they're okay.
Most players are literally squatted by Games Workshop. Nobody plays them.
There's that one guy. Doesn't Justin play them?
Does he? Maybe.
I think so. Is he the only bonus players play on Earth?
They are still better than Core Demons, though, so they got that going for them.
Yeah. Charge 4-inch move is better than nothing, which Core Demons have.
Totally. What about Cypher Lords? Your boys teleporting. What is it? Teleporting, not rat ogres.
Hell Pit Abomination.
Hell Pit Abomination.
They didn't FAQ it. The fools, they aren't ready for this. So the gimmick build still exists. It's not actually that good. It's hilarious to run though.
Yeah, expensive.
Yeah, their traits fine. It's okay. They're still bad. I love Cypher Lords, despite the fact they're bad, but they are legitimately bad. They're not squatted. Not squatted, but they're not great. I would say somewhere in C tier.
Demon, all right. Slaanesh Demons, Flexible is so bloody powerhouse. Does the rest of the war... Now, bearing in mind that you can use blessings to counteract the problems that their character... I'm specifically talking about the characters, right? So stuff like the contorted epitome. The big problem with that is that it's only strength 3. You can give it strength 4. something's like 6 attacks, a strength 4 blending things.
I
Is that
like,
enough to make it here? I don't want to say
A. Honestly, pure Slaanesh Demons is pretty legit because of their battle trait.
Okay.
If you're going to run Vexmore, one of the more interesting ways to run him is within a demon list, because he now has a net built into his profile for free. And now
and
you
get
can't
to run
escape
2 of his
Vexmore.
buddies instead of 1.
Yeah, and then you can't escape Vexmore because he will net you because of their trait, and it's hilarious. If you catch someone, they will die, and that's a lot of fun. They've got some cool speed things in the list. Their chaff is fine. Demonettes are wonderful for what they are. B tier, I think, is probably fine. I don't think we're going to push them to A, despite, like, in faction Vexmore. I think B is probably where they belong.
They still have, like, Demonettes are still in the paper, and they're basically your chaff, so.
Yeah. Fiends are cool.
Well, Leech Mortals are still doing whatever they were doing last time. They have not changed.
No, they're doing still mostly nothing, sadly.
Yeah. Put them in C tier last time, so they can go in C tier this time.
Yeah. Nothing much has changed there.
Games like Gits. I like the Gits battle trait. Oh no, choking.
It's fun.
Jesus. The Gits battle trait is real good.
It's really fun. It's an absolute dick.
It is. It's
Horrible.
It allows you to
It can-
manipulate, right? You can change, you either change your dice to a 6 or something, or change your opponent's dice to a 1.
Yeah,
right?
it's to a 2. A 1 fails completely, so I think it's
Yeah.
the 2 is the lowest it can go.
Oh yeah, you roll the dice and then you can fix dice to that number. Yeah. They get a lot of flack for being kind of shit. But
They still kind of are, sadly.
They still kind of are. Well, people kind of don't play them, right? What they
That's
do,
the big
they play them in like a fun context where it's like, oh, I'm going to bring all my squigs and it's going to be la fun times. I still think as a destruction suit core, you can just the squig boss
Their
is good.
blade one got cheaper, right? Some of them, like their squigs, their really good squig got cheaper, right?
Yeah, some of them got cheaper, and then the Lord on Giant Squig is legit.
Yeah, I think they need like a few more points breaks before they really start singing. I think they're on the cusp of being something rather special, but currently they are kind of just like the meme team, right?
Yeah, I mean, I want to put them in C. I want to put them up here somewhere like high C, because I really think that they have what it takes to do it. It's just someone needs to figure it out, like what combination of destruction heroes and goblins and nets and whatever to do this.
Definitely.
All right, go have 7.
S tier.
Right. I could, yeah.
S tier there.
They put them in S tier last time, and maybe
their trait is
the trait.
Beautiful. It's disgusting. It's
so
so
good.
good.
So good. Just to, I need to remind myself, because we can't say a trait is amazing and not actually say what it is. All right, here we go. We make war. After the initiative phase, starting with the attacker, each player whose warband has this battle trait can pick a double, triple, or quad, and you change that value to a 6. Wow.
Insane.
You ever roll a quad and you're doing maximum rampages.
Yep, there were so many abilities that work with this within Iron Golems. The Breacher being able to move and just slam you for 6 because of his triple is great. The whip person can whip her all around her, and that's based on dice, I believe, as well. So that's also now better. Like, even the Bolas is now in a pinch better if you want it to be on a double.
Sure.
It's just really good, and they're still super cheap with their chaff. They've still got the Breacher. Their leader's still really good. They've got a lot of really funky utility pieces in faction. That's just great.
Yeah.
They are a really good Smash faction.
They deserve to be up there. And it's kind of concerning to me how many S tier lists, even with like a couple of meme ones maybe, we put up there last time. We only had 2 factions up in S tier last time, and now we've got 5. So technically that means that
we might be being a little bit generous in some places.
Probably we are being a bit generous. I think Wildercorps, because that list doesn't really exist in real life, we're being generous.
The next warband's also S tier, so add to that list.
All right, George, you think so? We put them in A tier last time. They're still fucking right. Okay, I've had flack for saying that Iron Jaws got a buff, as opposed to the nerfs that everyone thinks they got with the points hits on the not the bridge, the guys. You know the guys. Oddballs. Yeah.
So those people are plainly put wrong. Iron Jaws have changed. They aren't worse. They've changed. Their playstyle has fundamentally changed in a way that is strong in a different kind of way. And I think they are, maybe not S tier actually, but they are really, really strong. They are uniquely placed to absolutely just destroy objective games in a way that's just so much fun. With their Umessin on their Brutes and their Shield Bash on their Ard Boys, people are underestimating how powerful Shield Bash is. Pulls are powerful, pushes are next level powerful, because you don't need to position anywhere near as hard. And people will start to learn as they play against and play with Iron Jaws more that the new Iron Jaws are a whole new beast, and that beast is somewhat nasty. I don't think they've been nerfed. I think this is a side grade at worst and an actual buff at best.
100%. 100%.
Time will tell. People are salty because their craft got more expensive. That's the issue.
Well, no one likes.
Oh no, not change.
Oh no, yeah. Oh no, they got more expensive. Oh, but they all have toughness fire baked in. Oh, and they all have more damage. Oh, and they'll get shield bash. Oh, what is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Also,
what about Cruel Boys
so
Monster
the
Killers?
The Wrecker with the whip.
Oh, I love the Wrecker.
Dude, his
The Wrecker's
double's
so good.
insane.
I
People
know.
are sleeping on the Wrecker. He's
It's
so
the
funny.
best instance of that double in the game.
It's so funny. It's broken. It's the most powerful version by far, and it's also cheaper than every other version of this ability, and does more damage. It's stupidly good.
I don't know what they're smoking in the WARCRY cave HQ, but my God. Right, Cruel Boys.
Keep smoking it.
Keep smoking it. Let's talk about Monster Killers. They're really good.
We are really good.
Yeah,
they're really solid.
I think they did last time, and I think they can basically stay there.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh no, we did.
Where did you put them?
Put them in Beat It last time. I mean,
BT, yeah.
I think they were new. Were they? No, they weren't that new. But no one was really doing awesome things with them.
They've had more competitive success, right? Adepticon's been since, and didn't they win Adepticon?
Something like that. Yeah.
Like they've had some competitive success. I think A tier is actually a pretty solid place to plant them in.
They've been proven.
They've got a lot of really
cool
units.
So with Royal Beast Slayers, man, Royal Beast Slayers have been doing it, but there's like you got to practice with Beast Slayers to make them good.
Yes, they are in a similar way to Tarantulas Brood. They are feast or famine. They will win effortlessly once you've cracked the code, or they will be destroyed because something really badly hard counters you. I'm not good enough to play RBF well, though I do know a few people who are fantastic, like Kyle, who is God's gift to RBF. I think their difficulty of play really does hold them back. But on the flip side, people undervaluing Iron Jaws and their trait, which is unbelievably good,
and
actually means Iron Jaws are less common, which removes one of their biggest weaknesses, which is Iron Jaws, from the tables currently. So that might also push them back up and counteract the difficulty. I don't know.
There's someone here, right? I think they're on the edge. Something like that. There's a lot of there's a lot of fudge room, right, between the ends of these.
Yeah.
They're fun.
We made it up.
We just made it up, right? And you're gonna play. You're gonna take Corvus Cabal. You're gonna get rolled, and you're gonna say that guy on the internet said they were good, and
more or less.
I'm gonna say yes, he did. Soulblight Gravelords. So they finally, the loophole has been closed.
Oh,
yeah, those Bladeborn that they could take the cheapest chaff in the game now actually cost points.
Oh, how could they do that to her?
Could they? How could they?
Not
So what
Balin.
did we do to them last time? We put them in B tier last time. I think it's fair because they're still doing what they did. It's just they're not as good, really. Right.
They're fun as well for fun.
They do have, they got like the electric zombies, which are real fun. They got Zondra's Gravebreakers, which are real fun. Like, they can do a whole bunch of stuff, right? They got damage in house, they got movement in house, they got resurrections in house. Their battle trait ain't worth anything, but the Warriors of Chaos, Mortals.
These guys got a hit, right? The Marauders are more expensive, so their
the Marauders.
Spam tactics have been curbed a little bit, and I'm sure some of the Bladeborn got more expensive
Some
too.
of the Bladeborn has got hit also. Yeah, that's very true. Where did we put them last? Chaos. Kill. It's just Legionnaires. I don't know where we put them last time. So I think
They're
with
okay.
the Marauder hits,
Yeah.
they're fine. They're just like, I don't think they're going to be the default Chaos Soup faction anymore because of those
No.
system Marauders. I think we might actually go back to something like Mythical Demons, or something like that.
I
But
don't
they got-
think they're necessarily better than the new Darkoath. I don't think they're as good as the new Darkoath.
No, I don't
Honestly.
think they are. Darkoath just have toys.
Yeah, like if you've wanted the best parts of Voice of Chaos, you can ally that into Darkoath, and you've probably got a better list, honestly.
Yeah, and all the lists are doing really well, like, are revolving around, like, weird and fruity things, like, oh, I'm going to bring Vexmore, I'm going to bring What's-Her-Face, Falin, and all this stuff, and I'm basically only using Chaos as just a base for my warriors, a base for my Marauders.
Yeah.
That's it, to build
A
numbers.
little bit.
So I think they're going to C tier.
Throwing some
better
spice today.
Are they better than... This is the thing, right? Like, you look at Beast of Chaos, it's like, oh, Beast of Chaos. But you put a Minotaur on the field, and the Minotaur will start flattening Chaos Warriors.
They're really good.
And Beast of Chaos, like, they can put more guys on the field, right? Because your basic war is 60 points.
Yeah. I think Warriors of Chaos were heavily propped up by their chaff and by
Yes.
Baron Guard being in faction,
Yes.
which is a very strong benefit to having them. But you can always just ally in a Baron Guard somewhere else. And
yeah.
the Marauder hit is going to hurt their model count. Like,
So-
they're up by, what, 5-10 points?
They're now
Or
70, I think.
Oh, wow.
So
What's it,
yeah, anywhere between 5 and 10 points, depending on the build.
They're going to lose a model, right, from that. Because they're usually taking, like, 9-man or more warbands, mostly of Marauders. They're losing a whole model at least from that. And that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt the play, I think.
I don't know. I think there's somewhere
Yeah. They're straddling that line.
they are straddling that line. Let's put them here because they're basic guys. Like, if you just wanted to bring Chaos Warriors, I mean, all right, Chosen are good. A new Chosen from April.
They're fun.
The new Chosen Lord is good. I think they're okay. They're somewhere in here.
And I guess as well, Kagra, the teleport class. She's actually
Kagra-
had some competitive success too.
Didn't Kagrik take a hit? I think Kagrik took a hit.
Maybe, actually. She might have taken the hit. Oh, no.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think Kagrik's taking a hit as well.
It's probably a safe bet.
Yeah. There's blur room between us. Right, Sylvaneth. People still can't get a break with Sylvaneth. Unfortunately.
It's a fantastic battle trait, which is really, really good. It allows them to
Battle trait
teleport for free once per turn,
Right.
once per game.
They're
On
just
any
like
model.
One of those factions that have everything you need in faction.
Mhm.
No one's managed to make them click. They put them in B tier last time. I think that's still fair because their battle trait is amazing.
It's really good.
Bumped them forever.
They're
Excellent.
waiting to pop off for sure. And they've got some really interesting Bladeborn points breaks too. There's a specific halberd wielding elf that I really like the look of. Super cheap now and does some great damage. Glass cannon, like him a lot.
Right, Claws of Karanak. I'm so
Get out of here.
mad.
They need so much help. It's so sad.
Right, next, this is Kharadron Overlords. Haven't changed this time. No nerfs. Still
Nope.
good. They can still put really good lists on the field. I still want to put Minate it because I think they can still do it. And last up,
Yeah.
we have Stormcast Eternal. We
Stormcast.
haven't talked about Reclusians. Why haven't we talked about Reclusians?
I think
I
you've
want to
bundled
talk-
all the Stormcast into one thing.
I may have locked them into one thing. Let's talk about Stormcast Eternals. I will see if I have an icon for Reclusians.
So, we'll start
Stormcast
with them.
Eternals. Let's talk about
Sacrosanct.
Sacrosanct.
Unchanged, apart from
Unchanged.
a Venom Stormsire, who is now
Okay.
very cheap compared to what he was and has a fantastic triple. I can see him being a go-to ally in Stormcast as a new support wizard because that triple does incredible damage. It's the Flameseeker quad on a triple at a range. It's stupidly good. And he's cheap. He's like 215 points now or something as opposed to like 250.
Yes.
It's kind of insane. Other than that, those Sacrosanct are pretty mid. Sadly.
Yeah. I mean, in reality, it's Thunderstrike. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Thunderstrike are the ones that people take. Yeah,
That's true.
I legit don't have an icon for them. Okay, well, I mean, I think we're going to talk about Reclusians. Okay. I think Reclusians outshine everything else that's in Stormcast. bold statement, and I'm going to tell you
That is
why.
very bold.
Very
Okay,
bold.
I'm listening.
The bird dogs. In
Yes.
faction, yes. In faction, they now have, what are they, 60 points? I think the bird dogs are?
I think so.
Something like that. Right, they have 60-point chaff in faction. It's a reaction that can turn off abilities. Like,
Yeah.
what? The problem with Stormcast Eternals, they can't put models on the field. Suddenly, if they have the ability to put models on the field, you can field comfortably a 7-man Reclusian Warband, which is great. And then on top of that, you get to ally in anything from any of the other Stormcast factions, any other heroes that is a Quest of Source War, and retain their battle trait because they've been locked into the Stormcast battle trait. So they get a teleport.
Free teleport. Yeah, deep strike in.
You can bring an Annihilator Prime with you because Primes are good.
They are very good.
And you've got your basic Reclusians who are fantastic. You've got the dogs who are fast. Yeah, sure, they're made of paper, but they're really a nuisance just to get around in there. And as soon as they get within 6 inches of your opponents, they start reacting to turn off abilities. That's great.
Yeah.
I think they are fantastic. I think I will go out on a limb and say they are the best Stormcast factions simply because of that.
That, I would agree. The Fill of Roll, a very interesting playstyle for Stormcast. I really, really enjoy. In theory, I haven't actually played them. I'm a huge fan, though, of how complete they feel as a faction. Like, with the dogs, that's great, but they've also got the winged guys, the prosecutors, with that teleport. That is unbelievable utility for a fairly cheap price.
Is it Prosecutor? It's not the Prosecutor Prime. You know the guy with the lantern? I can't remember its name. The guy with the lantern has a ridiculous triple. Yes, so he runs into a thing or a group of things, pops his triple, and it's like minus the damage of the dice from any attacks made within 3 inches or whatever it is. It makes him the tankiest thing in the game. Literally. Yeah, he's expensive. So what? When he's holding up like a full-rig crusher, like it's nothing. They got tools, is what I'm saying.
They are a crazy defensive warband. They make everything you have so much worse, and they do not get shifted easily because of all their tricks. They are really, really cool. And there's all kinds of builds you can run as well. And I think they're definitely the big winners of this FAQ is the inclusion of Ruination Chamber. They are really, really cool. Totally. Even then, Warrior Chamber and Thunderstrike got some cool new toys, like Liberators with Lay Low the Tyrants, now also in Thunderstrike. Liberators are insane. Like, that double is incredibly good.
Oh,
it's all good. Like Sacrosanct and Vanguard Chamber, they're still right at the bottom somewhere. But Thunderstrike, Warrior, Ruination, really, really cool stuff.
Let's put them in B, I think. Just as a whole, or Stormcast as a whole. But there are some builds I think could be knocking on the door of A tier fairly easily. Give it a couple of months. People are going to figure this out. Wow, it's going to be great.
Yeah, Ruination Chamber shuts down so many top tier warbands as well. Iron Jaws can't you mess in easily. Like Corvus Cabal can't swooping attack as easily, right?
Yeah, no, they
Nighthaunt can't use their triple for their spirit drain, right?
Yeah, I think they can. They're really, really. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm really happy with it. But that's it. We've done it. Look at all of these. 62 factions here, not including all of the additional Stormcast factions. It's growing. The list is growing.
It is growing.
It's growing. But yeah, this is it, right? This is our tier list. This is for autumn. This is where we think we're going to be in the upcoming meta.
We stand by this no matter what. It's subjective.
We stand by this no matter what. I will go down sinking on this ship where Corvus Cabal are S tier. But anyway, as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. You guys seem to like this kind of stuff, and you know what? It's fun me having toast here as much as I can play. So
yay.
Maybe we do some more. We'll see. Whatever the next update is, we will check it out.
Yep.
But yeah, thank you very much for being here, Toast.
Thanks for having us. It's been a fun time.
Thank you. Yeah. And as always, something outro. We will see you guys later.
Bye.